Frank Ragnow of your Detroit Lions. You are now tuning into the official new Hotness, the One Pride podcast presented by ISN, is your source for all Detroit Lions news, rumors, pre and post game day breakdowns. Go Lions!
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the One Pride podcast. I am your host, Troxel Sports Talk, and we got MicroMike in the building. What is going on, brother?
I am Lockcock Ray Rock Talk, some Detroit Lions football, have some fun. O.P.P on lockdown. That's what's up. Why is there not many more likes up? Get those likes up, folks, because we got a good one for you tonight. We are hype. We're drinking that Kool-Aid. Got that mic well flowing. I see folks in there. Let's roll.
Hey, that is facts. We got the Derrn in the building. What's going on, the Derrn?
What's going on, guys? It's been a rough day, so I have been looking forward to this all day.
Hey, that's what's up. I have been too, because man, oh man. But so I guess we could get started on the questions.
What about the chat, man? Let's
get the chat involved. My bad.
How can you forget about the chat, folks? I see we got a couple folks in the building. Mr. John Kapler, we love you. Vest Starwin, Kyle Webb, Nomis J, part of ISN. Subscribe to Nomis J because he is in the building. Frog Crop, the MVP for me. The guy's always dropping what I like and enjoy. It's a little bit of money. But Judy Troxel, the MVP of Travis Troxel of Troxel Sports Talk. Much appreciated, MVP. Josh Jackson, welcome to the chat. We got a fun one for you folks tonight, and let's get this thing crack-a-lacking with Nomis J, as well as TA, a Noble Sports, part of ISN. Subscribe right now, or you're going to miss out on stuff every single day.
Absolutely. So we can get started on the questions. Let me pull it up real quick. So I guess we could talk about the big question that's kind of broke out yesterday. Shout out to the Gridiron BLITZ. And the Dallas Cowboys signed Everson Griffin. What is your thoughts on the Lions failing to make a splash move for a dog defensive end, and is defensive end a area of concern still with the lack of sacks from last year? We'll go with you, MicroMike.
Look, I feel like it was not that big of a concern for me for Everson Griffin. We will get sacks to the face. I promise you, sacks will happen to quarterbacks in the face. It may not be from EG, but you will see that Trey Flowers and the Aquara brothers, we're going to get in there with Jamie Collins. We will get those sacks to the face. We will get some pressure with that linebacking court and some of the defensive line. I'm not worried about it, folks. I never was. I think, okay, he'd be a quality addition, you know what I'm saying? But to me, it wasn't the end-all, be-all. What's going on, Joseph Marshall? What's going on, the general view, One Pride Nation? And to me, I feel like we needed a defensive tackle for depth. And Everson Griffin would have been an okay addition. I just don't feel like it's that big of a deal, in all honesty, in regards to the Detroit Lions. You say, Mike, we've not got pressure with the quarterback. Yes, we were very much injured last year. We had a lot of injuries upon the defensive line. We also picked up a couple linebackers. Jared Davis is fast as well. I think we will get there, but we need to make sure that we can stop the run, and we can make sure that the quarterback does not step up into the pocket. You need that big old fat guy that eats food a lot, and we're not talking about Snacks Harrison. We're talking about the depth position and making sure that Deshaun Hand and Shelton, they all get up in there and stay healthy.
Absolutely. What about you, the Derrn?
You know, I agree with what Mike said, and I'm just going to add a little bit to it. The reason I feel we didn't get a lot of sacks last year, a lot of pressure, all that, is because Damon Harrison didn't play well. And when our nose tackle isn't playing well, they can't take double teams. Our linebackers can't get in very well. And we're just not creating enough pressure. So now that we got Shelton because Damon didn't want to be here, so adios, man. You ain't here no more. And you're not even on a team right now. So with Shelton, he'll command those double teams, and Davis should thrive with a bona fide defensive tackle in there like he did when Damon was playing well.
Absolutely. And what's going on, Antonio Hightower?
Oh, what's up, guys?
Just in time.
Absolutely.
I was looking for the link, and I could not find it.
Oh man, it was in the what do you call it, feed.
I know.
What's going on? Go Lions. He's one of my members. Definitely shout out to Go Lions.
Oh my God!
Frog Crop with a $10 donation. Appreciate
Who's
that,
beat
brother.
Frog Crop this week? Someone's got to beat him.
Frog Crop is he's rocking it, man. That Frog Crop is absolutely MVP.
Hey, facts.
So yeah, man.
He said, "I got you all." Lion, with the rock out. And he says, "Let's go Pride." Appreciate that, brother. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
One pride or don't ride, as the general review would say. What's going on? And so Antonio, what's your thoughts about Everson Griffin signing with Dallas? And is the Detroit Lions defensive end position still an area of need with the lack of sacks?
Waiting to hear this one.
Yes.
My favorite guy. Oh, as you know, I'm a pretty big Everson Griffin fan myself. Us getting him was just kind of like I guess for me. Like, hey, it'll make us better, but like, do I think it's gonna make us like a really good pass rush? No. Do I think it solves the main problems we had with the pass rush? No. Griffin is cool, man, but I mean, I would love him for like $6 million. Now, $6 million, I would love him.
That's what he got in Dallas.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like $6 million, I was thinking $10 million. I'd love him for $6 million.
I bet we would have had to pay $10 million.
Yeah, that's
we probably would have.
Yeah, we probably would have had at least 8 to 10. That's what I had him going,
yeah.
and I was like, shoot, for 8 to 10 mil, that would have been a steal. But go ahead, Antonio.
Yeah, because I don't. As much as the pass rush was a problem, I don't think there's many things that went into the pass rush, and the opposite DN was probably like one of the last reasons that the pass rush was bad. Like the coverage had its moments, but like there were times where the pass rush was literally given like 2 seconds before the quarterback threw the ball. Or there were times where the linebackers would literally play so horribly, not only in the run game, but in the pass game, you kind of put a lot of pressure on the D-line. Not only that, with Mike Daniels and Deshaun Hand, probably our only two interior pass rushers being injured, you pretty much had nobody. You had nothing on the interior. So you didn't have to worry about nobody in the interior. So it was pretty much where's Trey Flowers and that Devon Kennard guy. He might do something, but don't worry about none of them D tackles. And that's what happened all season. Like the interior rush is probably the biggest problem we had. And they've put a lot of resources towards that. But I feel like the other DN opposite of Trey Flowers, while that could have been upgraded, that wasn't one of the problems with the pass rush last year.
Okay. Definitely agree. I mean, I mean, here's my thoughts on it. And we got Mr. Dope in the building. What's going on? I mean, I wanted Everson Griffin just like the Gridiron Blitz did. I thought what he could do is definitely take pressure off of Trey Flowers. And in doing so, I thought that, we would be able to make sure that we try to, get the quarterback down. I mean, it doesn't matter if you're 3-4, 4-3. A defensive end's job is to get the quarterback down, or a strip sack or a fumble recovery or something of that nature. And, for $6 million that he got in Dallas, I mean, that was a definite steal. And, man, I'm sad about it, but in the same token, like, I hate to say this. It's like it's the same old lines with not getting that. No, I'm still drinking the Kool-Aid. I'm still drinking the Kool-Aid. But that type of move, it's because of, we got to make that splash move.
It's not
to get that.
But I don't think he's a splash move.
I don't think he is.
See, even at 32 years old,
He's
though,
like a drip.
Even at 32 years old, though, the dude can ball. I mean, he's still almost near double digits at 32 years old in sacks. That type of stuff, like, you need that. That's winning formula to try to, get to the quarterback and cause havoc. Because if your quarterback is not playing lights out, then he's going to be able to dissect if he's playing lights out, he's going to be able to dissect your team. And if he's not playing lights out, well, guess what? That aids to, say, a Jeffrey Okudah, where, hey, now all the pressure is not going to be on me because all I got to guard these people for is 3 to 4 seconds, and there's going to be a play that's going to happen. Missing out on some stuff like that, it's like, oh, man, I think we missed our mark. Now, for me, I want our guys that we do have, because I don't think there will be any more moves, really, like splash moves. I think that we have to stay healthy. If this thing is going to work and people are going to save their jobs, this team has to stay healthy. Because I do think that when healthy, this team can win playoff games and, win the division. Like, this team has a lot of talent. It's just they're not healthy. They can't showcase the world, hey, I'm a baller. A thing that Marvin Jones Jr. said today in his interview was, I look to my right, I look to my left on offense, and we got a lot of ballers. You look at that defensive line, I don't think that we have something like that. I mean, we got Trey Flowers, we got Danny Shelton. But outside of that, we got an Austin Bryant, we got a Deshaun Hand, we have a Romeo and a Julian Okwara. We have guys like that, but we don't know what they're going to bring. Romeo Okwara played good 2 years ago, had a kind of a down year last year. This year he has his brother, but then his brother's not healthy and things like that. So it's like we got a lot of questions. If we can stay healthy, this team, I think, can win. But I am sad that we didn't sign Everson Griffin.
Can I add to that?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay. And the reason I think a lot of our guys had a down year was, like I said, Damon Harrison had an awful year. He wasn't plugging up that hole to stop the run or anything. He wasn't commanding the double teams for the other guys to get through. Yeah. Our linebackers took a huge hit, even though they tried, I think statistically, tried to blitz a little bit more than the previous year. But because our nose tackle was not playing well, everyone took a dip.
Yes.
And
100% agree.
Another thing I want to throw into this is Patricia and Quinn both come from the Patriot way. And that's what people forget. When is the last time the Patriots made that huge splash besides Stephon Gilbert? I can't think of anything. They draft their own and they put the guys that they like into their scheme.
That's facts.
Hey, Frog Crop, shout out to your father. He says, Mike, it's been 7 years today. My father has been gone. He was a huge Lions fan. I'd appreciate that, buddy. His name is Robert. Shout out to Robert. Rest in peace. We love you. The show's dedicated to Robert. So this show is Robert's show.
Absolutely.
And man, sorry to hear that, but he's watching from heaven. So the show is dedicated to Robert. And all love is him. When it comes to this defensive line, I don't need this defense to be the dominant defense of all defenses. We just need this defense to be middle range. Our offense is lit. Our offense has everything. There's only 55 players on a team now in the NFL. You can't have every player on your team to be the most dominant player. You have to take that money and spend it in correct places. And we decide to spend it a lot on offense and have a complementary defense. That's fine. We built from the back end going forward. I think when it comes to the defensive line, it's the big guy. The big guy in a 3-4 It's extremely important to hog that middle up there. And I think what happened last year is we had a lot of injuries, but we also got players were tired. They were tired in the fourth quarter. These big guys are big. You can't be having them on as much as the rest. We need to have depth there for the big guy so the Trey Flowers can get to work. The Aquara brothers can get to work. So Jared Davis, who needs to be on the edge, in my opinion, on the outside instead of the inside, get to work. He's fast. We have pieces. I don't think we need as much of his edge as we thought, but I think that we need a depth at the defensive tackle position just to make sure that these guys are not tired. I am not too worried about it when it comes to Everson Griffin. To me, he was a guy, another piece. He wasn't the game changer that the Lions could have got, in my opinion. He's just not that. He would have been a good piece, okay, but game changer, I don't think it would have been a game changer, in my opinion.
Yeah, I feel you. I mean, it's just, you know, I mean, it's so hard because it's like not every time you get a Pro Bowl player that comes out in free agency. Not every day you could get, you know, a caliber player like him. And it's just like, you know, we need somebody that can move the needle. You know, Snacks Harrison didn't work out, so we replaced him with the Danny Shelton. You know, those are the type of things like there's so many question marks on this defensive line, and that is the sole thing that if we can get, whether it's another D tackle like Mike says in Marcel Darius, you know, if we could get a guy like him, that could possibly help move the needle. You know, and hold on one quick second.
So to me, it's more like depth. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we definitely need depth, and we do have the Gridiron Blitz on the
here we go.
line. So
don't roast me,
what's
man.
going on, Grid?
He's on.
Okay, what's going on, Grid?
There we go. What's up, Travis? What's up, panel?
What's going on?
I was about to say, where y'all at, man? All right, well, hey, condolences to Frog Crops, you know, in that whole situation, man.
Facts.
Man, but we here for you, man. You know, we're going to be here to help you get through as the Lions play this season. You know, y'all know I was very upset last night. I had to get off Twitter. People are talking about Jadeveon Clowney. I had to get off because, you know, it's a lot of, we got a lot of Kool-Aid drinkers on the panel and a lot of Kool-Aid drinkers in the audience. And I know it's a lot of negativity on YouTube. There's a lot of things, especially when it comes to this team, that you hear over and over and over. And I want to know that the Lions made a play at this guy. Now, somebody said to me earlier, well, they got to make a play on him, but he has to want to be here. And that's all facts. You can't have a guy that doesn't want to be here. And at the end of the day, it could have boiled down to that. I would like to know that my team tried to get this guy. And I understand now that right in front of me this entire time, we were never going to get him. He was never going to come here. They didn't want him. They didn't make him an offer. They put all of their eggs in the linebacker basket. We signed all these Patriots and things like that. And one of the reasons I couldn't be on the show today, along with work, is just simply I'm tired. I'm tired. I need to know that this team makes a play, and you make a play on Everson Griffin if you want to win. We've seen what the 3-4 consists of, and last year consisted of nothing. We were bottom 5 in the league. We were 31st overall. We got a rookie at corner, and this dude is the same people that didn't want Chase Young didn't want Everson Griffin. These are both stars that you can't pass on. So I think I did very well for as upset as I am. You know, I'm still there. I'm still going to be there on Sunday. I got the Kool-Aid on standby. But, you know, I'm a little disappointed. And I can't even lie, y'all. We need that game changer. And I think he was going to be that guy. But there's nothing I can do now. I've got to put my faith in the rookie. I've got to put my faith in if Deshaun Hand will stay healthy. I've got to put my faith in all these other guys that are unproven. Will Austin Bryant come back? There's nothing I can do but just rely on what we have. But I understand now that this team, this is what they're going to do. They're going to do this to you. They're going to get a Trey Flowers, who they overpaid because he's a Pacers. That's what they're going to do. But at the bottom line, we have to win for people to want to come here. And by the way, guys, Everson Griffin got $3 million. The other 3 is all incentive-based. So they literally got him for probably what's in his bank, like his savings. So it is what it is, man. I'm hurt, but I'm with y'all. And, you know, we're going to see what we can do this year. That's all I got, man. Y'all have a great show. And go Lions, man.
Hey, Grid, before you go.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Hey, this one's for that contract that you just dropped on us.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
Oh my God!
Yeah, he got $3 million guaranteed, and the other is second base. I don't know what it is. And I'm gonna just leave y'all with this, man. If you in the comments, I know the team and stuff like that, but just put a yes if you would have liked the Lions, or put a Y if you wanted them to at least make a play on Everson Griffin. It is what it is. It's done. It's over. And we're going to keep it moving. But you guys have a great show and keep up the good work.
I appreciate that, Grid.
I'm sorry, but I have to enter this right now.
Okay, go ahead.
I love you, Grid, but I disagree with you a lot. And what I'm going to say is you called Flowers. Like you said, we overpaid for him. And I'm going to tell you why you're wrong and why he's twice the player EG is. Because he's top 3 against the run. And he can rush the passer. He did his average while he was hurt 3rd of the season. He still made that average. He did that while Damon Harrison was hurt. Just think what he's going to do this year.
I was waiting for another one.
Oh, my bad.
Hey, man, I'm
disappointed.
I think Trey Flowers is going to be doing good. He came back healthy and he was not going to sack a game, it seemed like, and even with sacks to the face and hands to the face, he was still doing fairly well.
Can I ask something though? Like, because I've been hearing this a lot. What is the difference between a 4-3 and a 3-4 in the modern NFL?
In Patricia's NFL, it's not a whole lot difference because we run both.
2 DTs versus 1 DT. It's a no instead.
Exactly what I've been hearing. Because I'm like, the real difference is just it's a linebacker versus a DN, and most linebackers and DNs are just bundled into the same category now.
Right.
I've been hearing for a while, like it's the 3-4 isn't working. The 4-3 wouldn't work. Not only that, because the defense doesn't fit the 3-4. I mean the 4-3 as well as 3-4, because Julian isn't a down rusher. Neither is Collins. Neither is Austin Bryant.
We don't want to put their hand in there.
Yeah,
I agree.
Exactly. They fit better with rushing from a stand-up position.
Correct.
So the defense runs a 3-4 because of that reason. Not only that, Jared Davis and to an extent Tavai, even though Tavai's better than Jared Davis and everything.
Yeah.
They fit better being in a more aggressive defense where they have to attack blockers instead of playing in space, guarding wide receivers and tight ends.
Yes. And that's why we're going to attack with these guys. It's the reason why we got Collins, Akwara for this linebacking core for the defense is to attack and attack and attack. They will attack. I think that's going to be perfectly fine. And that's why I wasn't too big on getting Griffin. It's like, okay, good, but not okay. It doesn't matter to me. Doesn't matter to me. Trox.
Yeah, absolutely. And sorry about that, guys. I don't know what happened. Internet kind of booted me out. It said to the nah. Shout out to the Gridiron Blitz. But so our next question though is the whole Dan Orlowski saying that the Lions should move on from Stafford if the Lions don't win this year. What's your guys' thoughts on it? And we're going to start out with you, the Derrn.
Thank you. I have been waiting all day to talk about this. And he thinks Stafford is going to want to move on if we don't do anything. I think that they wanted to move on this last year because, all those rumblings where there's smoke, there's fire.
Yep.
And I think Kelly wanted to move on, and because I think she wants to go to Cali or something like that. Excuse me. But I think Quinn might have talked Stafford into do one more year because this is their last year. If they don't do anything, Quinn and Patricia are fired as well. So it would probably be a mutual parting for there. Even though he would have, I think, 1 or 2 more years left on his contract, I think he would want to leave. And it would probably be beneficial to him. We have ruined this guy. Like, we have wasted his career like we did Megatron. This organization has ruined it. Unless they could do something this year. We couldn't even muster up a division win for this guy. We couldn't even get a playoff win for this guy. We couldn't put a top 15 run game. I think we've had it one time in his entire career here. A top 15 run game. A top 15 O-line. I think we've had maybe once or twice while he's been here. A top 10 defense once while he's been here. So what are they doing? They have wasted this man's career, and it's an atrocity, in my opinion.
Absolutely.
Oh my God.
Hey, shout out to Butcher's Block and Patriots Talk. My brother Bobby dropped that $1.99 super chat. Appreciate that, brother. Said you could trade him to the Patriots.
First round draft pick. Okay.
We'll go with you, MicroMike.
Yes, sir. So in regards to Dan Orlowski's assessment that if we don't win now, that he may be gone next year, there's a couple issues with this. It depends how bad we are. To me, the only way that this occurs is the requirement that Bob Quinn or Matt Patricia would not be here. It'd have to be an utter straight up bad season, 3-12-1, 4-win season, 5-win season, to where you know that this team is going to be bad and they get rid of Bob Quinn and they get rid of Matt Patricia. To me, that seems to be the only way that this would occur. And the new general manager and the new head coach would pick their new guy up because for the fact that Matt Patricia broke his back in 2 years, they're going to do an utter rebuild. Might as well start over. To me, that would make sense from that standpoint. I don't believe that's going to happen because I do think we're going to win. I don't think we're going to be some trash team. But I understand it from a business standpoint because you're looking to bring in all your new guys if you have a new general manager. When it comes to Matthew Stafford, his career is coming to an end. He's getting older. He's not going to be into his 40s as a quarterback like you see Tom Brady. He has 2 broken backs in 2 years. He may be to his 37, 38 years of age as a quarterback. So I could see him demanding a trade if we go 3-12-1, or at least requesting a trade. How would that occur? Well, he right now is under the cap for next year of $33 million, $19 million in dead cap hit. That is tradable if that route happens. With all that BS said, we're not going to be 3-12-1. We're not going to be a 4-win team. We're going to win games this year, hopefully 9 to 10 wins, and go to the playoffs. That's what I see. So don't get rid of Matthew Stafford. We're in the playoffs, and we're beating on teams with Matthew Stafford to win. He came here to win, and that's what we're going to do, folks. We're going to win, and win some more because that's what this city deserves. Matthew Stafford deserves it. We're not a chump team like a lot of people think we are. We're not we're going to be a basement-dwelling team. It ain't happening. It ain't happening. Matthew Stafford's going to lead us forward down the field where we will not lose. So eat that, chump. Eat that, ESPN. Eat that, Sports Center. Eat that, haters. The Honolulu and blue and silver is going to ride. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 and bring back the love and passion to the great Detroit city. Everybody, you hear birds singing, you hear the angels singing, because the city of Detroit, the beloved city, comes back. And that's what I see. Good luck. That's what I see for our beloved Detroit Lions.
Hey, cheers, Mike. Cheers to that, brother.
I want to know your thoughts on if he demanded a trade.
Well, we'd have to suck. So if he demanded a trade, that would be a 4-win team type of year. So then, yeah,
I think it's like 6 wins or less. That's I guess
that's still a bad record, man.
Yeah,
I'm not
exactly.
happy with no
Yeah.
6-10. They wouldn't be coming back. Patricia wouldn't be back with no 6 wins.
maybe anything
There's
less
no
than,
damn way. There's
like,
no way,
500.
man.
What about you, Antonio Hightower?
I wonder if the Lions even have an option to get rid of Stafford. Because imagine how you look, the franchise, the dude that been carrying you for years, and you kind of trade him away. The fans ain't gonna like that at all. At all. And the fans already pretty upset with how the Lions have been for the past 50 years. Like, I don't think he's gonna.
There's a lot of Lions fans that wanted him gone years ago.
Yeah, we just kind of ignore those people.
Yeah, I'm with you there. How'd that work out last year? 0-8.
I don't think Stafford would, because I think if Stafford really was going to leave, he probably would have done it by now. Like, at this point, it looks like Stafford is either in for the long haul or for the end of his contract at least. Because I feel like he's had so many opportunities to leave. Like, he could have left, this offseason would have been a great example. We had 3 wins. He can go like, hey, I want to get traded. Or probably like 2018 would have been a great opportunity. He's like, hey, I'm having pretty good seasons, but this team is going nowhere. I want to get traded. And his trade value was pretty high at that time.
I think the trade value is still high.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't think he really wants to leave like that. And at this point, I don't think the Lions really trying to get rid of him because the contract is getting cheaper, and his contract is looking more and more like a value every single year. Now, I know the average quarterback in the NFL is getting better, and I know it's a lot easier to hide the weaknesses of an average quarterback. With that being said, having an above average quarterback is a luxury, and even if they were to get rid of him, first of all, I think they would have to have a successor in mind. And I don't think they believe that. They definitely don't believe that David Blau is that guy. And they totally don't believe that Kane walking Chase Daniels is that guy. Because he, I said Everson Griffin was old, man. Chase Daniels, he about to be in retirement. Yeah, I feel like at this, because the Lions have not shown at this point that they're even really thinking about moving on from Matthew Stafford, because they didn't like this quarterback draft was pretty deep. They didn't draft a quarterback. They said we're gonna draft some receivers. They're gonna put pieces around Stafford instead of replacing Stafford. Mm-hmm. So at this point, I don't think the Lions Stafford relationship would end. If it would have to be like at least 2 years before I see anybody even moving on.
Absolutely. And I feel the same way. For one, Stafford's definitely not going nowhere. At least not for a while. Like Tone was saying, his contract is actually getting better. If you stop and look at what Tom Brady used to do with his contract extensions and things like that. You'd take about $20 million and use the rest of the money to be put around for the team. What happened with that situation? He walked away every other year with a Super Bowl ring. It's not about paying your quarterback. It's about getting the team around your quarterback and making sure you have a above average quarterback or a great quarterback that's willing to, take around 20 million and, go out there, get a team put around you, an offensive line, a defensive line, a run game, linebackers, receiving cores, your quarterback's best friend, a tight end, things like that. We've never really had a caliber player. And no, I don't think Brandon Pettigrew is a caliber player that TJ Hawkinson can be. I don't think that Eric Ebron would ever be the same caliber player that, TJ Hawkinson, they finally got the clue like, hey, we actually got to get a real tight end. Brady has had that. Patrick Mahomes has had that. Who else had a great quarterback? Or a great tight end at quarterback? The Denver
Nick
Broncos.
Cam Newton.
Huh?
Nick Bawden.
Nick Bawden is fullback.
He's a quarterback, fullback, offensive line, defensive line, cornerback, safety,
6'3".
head coach, general manager, fan. You don't need no one else when you got Nick Bawden.
Hey, that's all facts. That's facts on facts crime right there, brother.
And, I understand everything you guys are saying. I really do. But what if Kelly really wants to be out?
They can't.
They
will not be able to do it. They're not going to.
Sometimes you don't pull out.
Exactly, because I mean, you thought.
Stafford clearly believes in that point.
Well, hey,
gotta show that stronger.
He's on 4. He should change his number to 4.
So I just have a hard time.
He has a hard time too.
That a person will go through so much torture, wait so long for an organization to actually help them. It boggles my mind how much patience he's had with this team.
I mean,
they've literally done nothing for him besides
he's a millionaire
quarterback at one point in time.
Calvin Johnson did the same thing.
Barry Sanders did the same thing.
I'm saying it's just the Lions' way.
MicroMike did the same thing.
What's the difference now?
But I mean,
millionaire.
I don't feel that he does. I think he's going to want a ring at some point in time.
Yeah, he can get a ring after 2022.
Look, man, I'm gonna sign Nomis J to a contract if he retires. Make Nomis J the quarterback. My God, imagine the love, man.
Let's throw Jared Davis at quarterback.
Yeah, he's fast.
He's got to do better than what he's been doing.
Run, Jared Davis, run.
But I mean, if like MicroMike was saying, like if you look at just the money, okay. 2020, 21.3 and a dead cap of 32 million. That's, you're not going to get rid of a quarterback at that price.
2021's a dead cap hit of 19 million. His contract's 33 million.
33. Yeah, but I mean, are you really going to take
bad?
But are you going to put a $19 million cap hit or dead cap?
If you're rebuilding and you got nothing, they're going to do that.
That's the thing about the cap is also going to go down next year.
But if you go 3-12-1, you're in a rebuild. It doesn't matter, man. That's what happens.
I mean, it would have to be catastrophic.
Yeah, 3-12
to get rid of Matthew Stafford.
To me, that's what it'd have to be. It'd have to be a very bad season, a very ugly, no bad, good luck season.
Absolutely,
definitely.
And and then 2022, if we cut him, I mean, he has a cap hit of 26 and a dead cap of 6.
Oh, we won't cut him. We'll trade him.
Yeah.
Well, at that point, you would trade him, get something for him, and
folks, why are we even talking, Nate? Let's talk positive. The Detroit Lions are going 19-0.
Hey, Detroit Lions are going.
Thing you can do for him if we do bad, send him somewhere else where he's going to win because he deserves a ring.
Send him to ISN.
Facts.
I can see them trading him to Dallas if they don't work out with Dak.
Hey, no.
Wait.
No, Dallas.
Don't you? No.
I'm just saying.
Hey, that's not in my house.
NFC North and Dallas Cowboys are a no to the no.
Facts.
Let's move on. Let's get some fun back in this. I don't want to hear Dallas Cowgirls and Sharon Rogerses and the Chicago.
Well, okay, we're gonna have to bring up one more topic, and it will have Sharon Rogers in it. So we'll just get that last question out the way.
Okay.
Okay. What quarterback do you think in the NFC North? What do you think that they'll do like for the season wise?
Trubisky is going to do a lot of great things for the Detroit Lions if he plays. He's going to throw a lot of interceptions, and he's not going to do anything. Nick Foles is going to do a lot of things for the Detroit Lions. He's going to suck. So they're irrelevant, okay? They're the good luck guys, okay? They're completely irrelevant. Kirk Cousins actually has got a lot of pieces around him. I think he'll be decent like he's always been, a mid-round quarterback. Sharon Rogers, I think they're going to focus more on the run game like they did last year. I think hopefully he breaks a few collarbones. Hopefully a few knees get broken a little bit. But Matthew Stafford, we all know Matthew Stafford's going to do big things. He's going to be the best quarterback in the NFC North. He's going to throw for over 4,000 yards. We're going to have a running game. He was looking good last year before he got injured. Matthew Stafford's going to be the best quarterback in the NFC North, and he's going to lead up to a playoff game. Is he going to lead us to the NFC North title? I'm not 100% sure on that, but he is going to lead us to a playoff game. He ain't getting traded. Sharon Rodgers will be below him. Kirk Cousins will be – I think Kirk Cousins could, at this point career, just because of the weapons around him. They got Cook. Cook's a damn good run back, folks. He's real good.
Yeah.
So I think that really helps him out. So I think he could be number 2, and I think Sharon Rodgers could be number 3. I think their team's good. Their defense is good, but I'm just talking about from a point perspective, just because he's starting, it seems like, getting a little bit phased out. And of course, Trubisky is going to be a very good quarterback for the Detroit Lions when he's throwing us and helping us out with our W's, and Nick Foles blows. So I love them all. Those two I do. I love those two.
All right, Derrn, what about you?
Okay, so I feel Cousins and Rodgers will take a step down a little bit.
Yeah.
Their production by a little bit. My thought is the Packers they're so desperate that they picked up Fulgham, okay? And another guy from Seattle. They're that desperate. Their wide receivers are atrocious outside of Adams. So the main people that they're going to be throwing to is the new tight end that they got, Adams, Fulgham maybe, and Jones. Now, moving on to Minnesota, I feel that they're going to go – they have to run the ball even more than what they did last year, as long as Cook is up, because they traded Diggs, and now that Diggs is gone, they pretty much just have Thielen at wide receiver besides Jefferson, but he's a rookie, so you don't know what he's going to do. And so when it's just Thielen, they're going to double-team the crud out of him, unless that who's their tight end? Unless he breaks out. And then Chicago, I feel that Foles is going to beat out Trubisky because Trubisky is one of the most awful quarterbacks I've ever seen start.
No, he's the greatest quarterback to ever start for us Detroit Lions.
Yeah, I love him for these
Him
Lions.
And Haskins are by far the worst starting quarterbacks in the league, bar none.
Sadly, they both beat us.
Right.
Mike. You don't get a mic drop, you get a mic drop.
In the room.
Right. And then Stafford, I hope we get a run game. I've been waiting for a run game for years, but like I said in another show, I'm going to see it to believe it, and I believe it's going to be on Stafford once again. So he's probably going to do well with all the weapons that we have.
Mm-hmm.
No other team in the North has more weapons than we do.
Yeah. Absolutely. And what about you, Tone?
Here we go.
Well, let's talk about some of these teams. Let's talk about the Chicago Bears' best quarterback, Tariq Cohen. Wait a minute, I might have messed up that one. Let's look at the list. I guess Nick Foles. I guess I throw some at the dartboard to figure out which one's better. Oh yes, we should hope the tight ends can throw, because Cole Kmet sure can't do anything else.
Right,
man, Trubisky. He's like, I mean, I think he'll be good at running the ball. Now, if you ask me how will he do as a quarterback, probably the same thing he always is just being new Blake Bortles. Nick
That's a
Foles.
bad connection.
Hey, that's
got him.
Nick, I lost my job to a late round rookie, Foles. I think he's going to be better than Trubisky. Now, that's not saying anything.
Yeah.
But
Trubisky's worse than Minshew.
Yes, which is sad.
He's really bad.
Trubisky's worse than some high school QBs.
He's really bad. He's bad. And I mean bad. What I mean by he's really bad, man.
Hey, Trubisky is the best thing Chicago can do for the Detroit Lions. Thank you. That's at least one pick or two picks a game.
But yeah, other than that, I mean, Foles would probably be decent because at least they have, for some, even though the QBs suck, they actually have head coach who was pretty good at offense. I mean, he made Trubisky look good for a year, so he must be a genius.
Right.
Yeah, so I think Nick Foles actually pretty decent this year. Minnesota, actually, I can see the offense. I can see them taking a step forward. To be honest with you, Rudolph stepped up his play last year. I know they lost Diggs, but I think first of all, Justin Jefferson was a monster in college.
Yeah,
and I think he can do a lot of the same things that Diggs did for that offense. Like, both great route runners, both great separators, super smart players, athletic, can play in the slide in on the outside. Now, I don't think Jefferson's going to be as good as Diggs his rookie season, but I don't know if he has to be, especially with how good they run the ball.
Yeah.
And you got Thielen out on the other side of you. Also, I think Irv Smith Jr. can break out this year. Tight end from Alabama.
That's the guy.
A lot of people might not know about him, but like even because in last year's 2 years ago, tight ends draft was pretty deep. So he fell. He was a guy who had like first round talent. Probably should have been a first round guy. They got him in the second out of Alabama. And he was pretty good in his rookie year. They didn't ask him to do a lot because a lot of tight ends have struggled to adjust to the NFL. And I think this could be the year that he breaks out for them. But I think that run game actually might take a step back too. So I think Cousins will just be the same old Cousins. Now I don't know if he's gonna like that, but yeah, I think Cousins would probably be like the same old Cousins. Just always like that. You're like, hey, that guy might be top 15. And that's probably about as high as he'll ever be. Aaron Rodgers. Whoo, let's talk about him. I mean, can we talk about their draft? People say that they said that Bob Quinn's the worst GM in the league. When the Packers' biggest position of need was wide receiver, and then maybe the biggest wide receiver draft ever, they didn't take one wide receiver. None. Nah. What was one of the biggest strengths? Quarterback, drafted that. What about running back? Drafted that too. So what do they still need? A wide receiver. What they draft? A tight end that wasn't good in college. That team just going to have to hope that Aaron Rodgers just carries that passing offense. Because other than Devontae Adams, I mean they got Fulgham, so whatever that means. I mean, Marquez Valdes-Scantling, he could be good. He's pretty athletic, but it ain't much to hope for. I mean, Jay Sternberger. I mean, these are the kind of people that the Packers fans are hoping can at least be decent for the team. That's how few weapons is around them. They got a good O-line. I mean, you better hope they can block for 7 seconds while the wide receivers getting open. I think the Packers will take a step back offensively because they just continue to not add anything around Aaron Rodgers and Devontae Adams. And even when they do add people, it's just like really? Like this guy? Like tight end out of Cincinnati, he's like, oh, they need a tight end, but like he's not good. So even when they add pieces around them, they're just not good. So I think Aaron Rodgers, he might I think he's still gonna be really good because he's Aaron Rodgers, but man, that team is not leaving a lot of help for them receivers.
Absolutely. Oh, I do want to give a shout out to Frog Crop with that $10 super chat. Says, I'm so ready, guys. Moving my elderly mom in. She don't mind me turning the volume up when our Lions are rocking. Hey, that is what's up. Shout out to your mom. She's a cool lady. Letting you turn up the volume when the Lions are on.
Mm-hmm.
I want to add one more thing to the Packers. If you watch their games last year, and when Devontae Adams first got back, you could see Rodgers forcing the ball to him, and it did not work when he tried to do that. I think Adams, when he was forced the ball, had like 4 drops in 2 games because no one else was getting open, and the only other person that would do anything was Jones. Literally the 2 the two players on that offense that were actually doing something.
Mhm.
Yeah. Absolutely. I mean, for me, it depends on health for our Detroit Lions. But if we're healthy, I definitely think Stafford could be the number one guy in the NFC North. Like I said, it just depends on if we're healthy or not. And what do you call it? And also with Rodgers, I mean he's gonna have to play lights out just because he got a guy in the back corner that says, "Hey, I got drafted in the first round. you mess up, guess what? I'm gonna take your job, man."
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know, so I know he's gonna be playing with a little chip on his shoulder, and I mean, obviously, if he keeps balling out and he demands a trade down the line, or holds out, then what do you call it? Then he's gonna be able to demand a lot in return. And then so I know he's gonna be up there, but I feel like our biggest threat is gonna be the Minnesota Vikings, but it's not gonna be due to Kirk Cousins. I think he's gonna be the third out of the four, maybe even fifth, what do you call it? Quarterback. And that's just because of what do you call it? You got a run game. Your team is technically a run first team.
Mm-hmm.
They're not based on the air attack.
What?
Their air attack comes off of running the football. And their wide receivers are Kyle Rudolph is in one-on-one coverage. So I mean, I don't expect a whole lot out of Kirk Cousins. I mean, he's gonna help win a couple games, but overall it's gonna be based on Delvin Cook. And and as far as the 9 tight ends sets from the Chicago Bears, I mean, who's going to be their quarterback first off? I mean, I do think it's going to be Foles, but they might be in the front running for the Trevor Lawrence sweepstakes, because I think they know that they messed up. They'll probably keep Foles, release Mitchell Trubisky, and pretty much embrace the suck and go get a Trevor Lawrence, or I won't speak the other guy's name in existence, but shout out to TA's guy, Trey Lance. He could be a possibility.
Also my guy, so I hope they don't get him. He is from
facts.
my hometown.
Hey, that's what's up.
Got double feed.
Yeah, I got double fee too.
So
But,
yeah, man. Let's get this thing crack-lacking. Come on, let's go.
Absolutely. Okay, so now let's get into stuff with training camp, because training camp did actually kick off this
Thank
week.
God.
They started throwing the ball around and having a little bit of fun. And Cephas is starting to carve out a role this year. What's your thoughts? And what kind of role do you think he will have his rookie season? We'll start with you, the Derrn.
All right, so I don't think he's going to get much playing time out of maybe an injury. But what I think he could be is that Anquan Bolden type role, where he catches and then bulldozes over a couple people to get over the goal line, or something similar to Anquan Bolden. Maybe not right away, obviously, because Bolden was a beast. In my opinion, future Hall of Famer. But I think he could become that role.
Absolutely. So, Derrn, I see that you're gonna be leaving here soon. Do you got any final words?
Yeah. I say this a lot, and I'm going to keep saying it because it's so true. These guys work so hard for you guys to bring out content. And if you like it, you like what we do, thumbs up, subscribe to these guys, and they're just going to keep rolling. because that's what they do. They're great at what they do.
Hey, appreciate that.
Adios, sir.
And have a great day, brother.
Cephas, we need you. We need pieces of Cephas. Cephas is going to be our number 5 wide receiver. We didn't draft him in the 5th round for nothing. This guy hopefully can be the replacement at some point. You know, maybe a little Danny Amendola get up in there. Hey, Okuda did not just say that was the hardest wide receiver he went against for nothing. Not at all. Cephas is like an Anquan Bolden, tough, buff, and built like stuff like Buff Bagwell, okay? This guy is strong. We need a physical man in there, and he doesn't need to be the fastest guy, okay? We got a little bit of speed, but we need a bowler, and he's a 5th-round pick he could develop. I like to see how he's developing right now. I like to hear he's doing decent in training camp. That is good. That is very good. Because so far, with no mini camps, with lack of preseason games, of none, we need to see development from this guy now, and it's good to hear it. We need it, and I am happy to hear this. I want to hear all about these young guys doing well. It's so important. No preseason games. Cephas, we need you, brother. We may not need you too much this year. That's okay. That's okay. But we need this man to develop for next year. In my opinion, he can be like Amani Awarie. He can be that guy where he could step in and actually have a nice role next year. Possibly, if we have some injuries this year, he could step in and help out a little bit. That's good. That's why we drafted him in the 5th round. So it's great news from my perspective. When you can get individuals in the later rounds that can contribute, that's what a good general manager does. And I'm happy I'm hearing the good news from this guy. We've had some bad news in the past. It's good to hear some good news from Cephas.
Absolutely. And Tone, what's your thoughts on Cephas?
Wide receiver, my favorite position. I think Cephas can offer us a lot. Maybe he can give us some separation because we know Galladay ain't gonna give it to us.
Come on,
man.
I gotta take my shot at Galladay every single time.
Why? What the heck has he done? A third round pick.
Right.
You're talking a 3rd round pick that comes in here and contributes as much as he's done. He ain't no 1st round pick. He a 3rd round pick, man. I don't get the hate on this guy. It's not like he was the 1st pick in the draft. You know, it's not like he's a 1st round pick. Dude's a 3rd round pick, man. Come on.
But not a top 10 wide receiver.
So a 3rd round
he's
pick.
Definitely a top 10.
So we get this man in the
I'll give him
3rd
top
round.
30.
We give this man in the 3rd round, okay? And he gets hate for a 3rd round pick. This guy is the best 3rd round pick that we've had in a long time. And this guy gets hate for a 3rd round pick. I can hate on Tease Tabor. I can hate on Eric Ebron. I could throw some hate at Jared Davis. I could throw some hate at Taylor Decker. I could throw some hate on all these players that we took way before him, but a 3rd round pick. I ain't going to throw no shade at no 3rd round pick. I'm not going to throw shade at no 5th round pick. You use for what he did from getting in the 3rd round from what he's doing now. It's phenomenal. And I can guarantee you, if there was a redraft, he ain't going to get picked in the 3rd round. Facts. If we go back, he's going to get picked much earlier. So go ahead and go ahead. I don't know about top 10. I don't know about that, but he gonna be in the 1st round, from mid to late round, and that's the bottom line. So throw more hate at Kenny Galladay. I'll throw some more stats, facts with Mike on a rack. That's right, and not no sacks to the face because I don't do that here. Go ahead with Cephas.
Okay, hold on. For Tone to say that, what do you call it? All that hate on Galladay.
Say what?
Hey, he has been the best wide receiver since this man took the field. And that is a Megatron.
I would say Golden Tate and Marvin Jones Jr. was good as well.
Well, I'm saying, like, for the caliber type of player that Kenny Galladay is trying to become.
He has potential. He has potential to be very good.
Huge potential.
Ooh. wide receivers back again.
Mhm.
Yes, Kenny Galladay has definitely exceeded expectations, but he's not top 15.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Holy moly, man.
Oh, and Tone, I got a question for you after this question.
Oh, yes, because I've seen the next question. I can't wait for that. But Cephas. Actually, I like Cephas coming out the draft. Pretty nice route runner. People talk about his speed, but for wide receiver, explosiveness is more important than speed. Quickness is more important than speed, you know. Everybody can't be DK Metcalf, all speed and nothing else. Yeah, I think Cephas, I don't think he's going to do much this year because I don't think he really has to be. Yeah. I think next year he could really offer some. Maybe he can. I ain't going to say that because they would, if they was going to replace Galladay, they would do it in the draft anyway. I think he can be a really good number 2 for the future. It is, but yeah,
that's actually really good. I think he can be a number 2.
Yeah. As a late round pick as he was, if he can be a really good number 2, that would be a big thing. Because Marvin Jones was talking about he was jumping at the gym. He was giving him a ton of praise. I think he said Joe from like Arizona all the way to California. So that's like, it looks like a good sign that he's a hard worker and he's already pretty decently talented. So I think he could be a pretty big. I think he pretty good piece for the future.
Shane, what up, bro? Welcome to the chat. And first off, Detroit Lions develop wide receivers like no other team.
Oh, facts.
We just plug and play with wide receivers, which we're terrible at running backs. But my God, if you're a wide receiver, you want to come to Detroit, man. I don't care who you is. I mean, a 3rd round pick, 5th round pick, and I agree with them. That would be awesome. If he could be a number 2, that would be a steal, man. A 5th round pick to end up being a number 2, and it's possible he definitely could. For sure. I agree with Tone there.
Hey, facts. So, I mean, I agree with what you guys are saying, but, I'm a little bit higher on Cephas this year. I actually think that, real talk, he could be the number 4 guy. I know we got Marvin Deep Ball Hall there.
Yeah, he's going to be number 4.
I think with the height and as long as he can get that playbook, that's going to be the biggest key. If he could get that playbook down, I think he can overtake Deep Ball Hall. But I mean, hey, to see, like you guys were saying, to see, a late round draft pick, possibly being able to be groomed into the 2nd wide receiver, because let's face it, Marvin Jones Jr.'s days are numbered.
Yeah,
whether it's this year or it's 2 years from now or even after next year, his time is going to be numbered.
Facts.
But
unfortunately.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's definitely unfortunate.
I love Marvin Hall. The hate that he gets too is frustrating. Like the dude's done nothing but produce for us. He's been a great man on and off the field. I don't want to see him go, man. I wish he could stay.
That is #facts right there, because I mean, how many games has he actually helped us win? A lot of the games that
never complains.
Absolutely, he never complains. He's helped actually the city. He's opened businesses here and things like that. So on and off the field, I mean, the dude. Hey, I cannot give enough praises to Marvin Jones.
Yeah.
And shout out to all the fans. We don't. I mean, we kind of talk bad about him, or. You hear the media talking bad about him and things like that. No, shout out to the fans, because if you stop and think about it, Marvin Jones, he lost his son last year. It was tough. It was real tough on him. And, the fan base kind of rallied around it, showed their support, showed their love. And it actually touched him. Like he felt it while playing. And he was just like, man, that's something that, I'll take for a lifetime, so I definitely want to say shout out to the fans for that. That is amazing. I mean, I know we can be hard on our players, especially, when we're not winning and things like that, but shout out to the fans that rally around a player when they need it.
Shout out to Frog Crop, because I wish he would retire here as well. I just don't see them doing that as looking if I was Bob Quinn.
Yeah.
Not looking as I love him. I think he should stay. I want him to stay. Him, and because I think he does help Galladay out.
Oh yeah.
Make no mistake about it. Having Marvin on the other side, it helps Kenny Galladay out. I think it's going to get tougher for Kenny G when he becomes the legit number one. I think it will get tougher. I'm a little worried about that. But at the end of the day, I think Marvin Jones Jr. and Kenny Galladay are a great 1-2 combo. They work upon each other. I love Deep Ball Hall. I think right now we got a really good wide receiver group. And each one puts each other in position to succeed. Marvin Hall, I'm not sure how good he would be at a number 2, but he's really good at number 4.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a mismatch as a number 4.
I mean, he can run fast. So
he
that's
can
good.
run fast. He can. He can. And he's a mismatch as a number 4. That's why he's always open.
Yeah. And that's what I feel like, our receiving core is super underrated. I mean, teams are having us in, the latter end of the top 10.
Joke. That's
and I'm just like, have they watched our Detroit Lions? I mean, with a 3rd and 4th string quarterback, they were still balling. Like
the wide receiver, we may not have the greatest. We don't have a Julio Jones. We don't have one of those guys, but our depth is solid, man. 1 through 5 it's like it's legit. Like it's legit. Like you'd think Aaron Rodgers would love to have our wide receiver core.
Man,
shoot. They got some chumps over there.
He would be drooling over here. Yeah. But I do want to turn it over to the chat. Put hashtag ISN for questions.
Yeah.
And you can ask the panel, you can ask the people, each individual. But put hashtag ISN if you want to ask a question, and we'll definitely answer it. But for another question is, what are 3 things? And Tone's gonna be the first one to answer this.
Let's go, Tone.
What are 3 things to have wide receiver Kenny Galladay to become an upper echelon receiver this year?
We talking about skill set wise?
Just what are 3 things?
First of all, Galladay has to do gotta be more physical. Well, really, he just got to get better with his release packages because especially against press man corners like Byron Jones, who made him look like a child, took him out the game completely. He got to get better with his release packages. Another thing, he's got to get better as a route runner. Because I mean, if you're gonna be that big, if you're not gonna be that athletic, you got to at least be a good route runner like Mike Thomas or Allen Robinson, who are both better than him. Another thing Galladay get better at. Marvin Jones low key better than Galladay. Another thing Galladay get better at. I guess making smarter. It probably would have to be his drops because Galladay does sometimes. He'll have a little bit of an Ebron in him. I think he rubbed off on him. Sometimes he'll make a really difficult catch, and then sometimes he'll just drop an easy ball. But yeah, he's got to get better. Really, the biggest thing for Galladay probably is to get better is his release packages, making it harder for people to press him because that's probably the biggest thing. That's probably the number one thing that could take him to the next level other than route running for Galladay.
Okay.
Make him a top 15 receiver.
Let's go on One Pride Nation. I see that. Don't worry. We are searching for the troll. What it takes for the 3 positions and assets that it requires to a wide receiver to get good when it comes to Kenny Galladay. He's 100% right. The release and physical at the line of scrimmage. You got to be able to beat your physical individual you're going against. Once you get past that one step, to me, I think that's what he's got to do. Route running, number 2, he's got to get a little bit route running, a little bit better. And obviously, number 3, catches. You got to be able to catch the ball a little bit more. People don't understand it, but when you're at the line of scrimmage, that is huge when it comes to wide receivers and getting separation. It is so close, evenly matched. It is a game of inches. And as a wide receiver, you got to win at the line of scrimmage. If you can win at the line of scrimmage, then you're going to get the separation required to get the football. And thankfully, we have a good quarterback in Matthew Stafford that's very good against the, putting the ball right where it needs to be. But if he can get a little bit better, that will help him catch the football better because you'll have less of an individual on you, less opponents on you. So I think he can get better there in those 3 assets. That would be great. And another one, I guess, would be in the run blocking can he get better at run blocking? Holy moly, Andrew Bell, what's going on? I see C, D, F, S, H, and N. Oh, crazy going on there. But yeah, I think those is where he can get better. And also, we have not seen him legitimately with being alone on the edge. Okay, now it's becoming like a troll here. So, Mike, my least favorite Lions jersey in the early 20s, my favorite is the current. So, yeah, so I think that's what he's got to do. Those are the things he's got to do. This will be a big year for him. And in all honesty, we haven't seen him without a Marvin Jones Jr., what it would look like against constant of being the guy. I think that will be something we see. But I think he works on those. He'll get even better from where he is now.
Absolutely. And we do got a hashtag ISN. Shout out to Jorge. Says, COVID has hindered quarterbacks to gel with his offense. What quarterbacks do you think have the upper hand as of right now? We'll start with you, Mike.
COVID has hindered quarterbacks to gel with this offense. What quarterback do you think has the upper hand as of now? Okay, well, I'm going to go ahead and say the veteran quarterbacks that have been in the system have the upper hands, period, because they're not learning a new system. They've been with the same individuals on offense. They already know what's going into it. A veteran presence on an offense, veteran wide receivers, a veteran offensive line, and individuals that's been with the core people. So you're going to look at the Dak Prescotts. I think he does. Obviously, you're going to have the Patrick Mahomes, who's been in the system. Matthew Stafford's been in the system. Not a whole lot of new weaponry there besides we're talking the running back, but it's a running back. He's been with his wide receivers, TJ Hawkins in year 2, Jesse James year 2. So I think you look at that. You're going to look at individuals, maybe the Green Bay Packers are going to have a little bit of issue there. They don't really got a good weaponry, and they brought in guys. One of the guys just opted out. So I think you're going to look at teams with new weapons around him. Even the Josh Allens of the Buffalo Bills, I think legitimately they have good pieces there, but there's some new pieces there. They just traded for Stephon Diggs. Do they understand the system yet? This is kind of what we saw in 2011, where we had the lockout in the end of 2010. And you've seen a lot of teams that was practicing on the offseason with each other as a group had the upper hand going into the season. I think you can see something similar here with the 2020 season. Teams that are more a veteran presence are going to have the upper hand compared to teams they may not have that presence. They didn't practice as much with each other.
Absolutely. What about you, Tone?
QBs that's going to benefit. Probably, my deepest pass is 5 yards, Drew Brees. Matt Stafford is clearly also going to benefit. Maybe Tom Brady, just because he got a bunch of good receivers around him. Mitch Trubisky, he's probably going to really benefit from this. Who else would I?
He benefits from nothing, man.
Who else is going to really benefit? Patrick Mahomes pretty much has the same exact offense around him, same exact coordinator around him. Who else? Matt Ryan, probably also. Really just a lot of the older quarterbacks who haven't had who didn't make a bunch of big moves around, the receivers around them, and who really didn't have a big coordinator change. A lot of guys like Tua, guys like Joe Burrow, those guys might have a harder time adjusting than they usually would. Mm-hmm. But a lot of the veteran QBs, especially guys who haven't had a lot of big changes around him, I don't think this is going to affect them that much.
Absolutely. And I'm sorry to, go off subject real quick, but mods, if you see these people spamming, just hide them. I don't want them in my chat. Hide them. They're being immature. So just hide them. I don't want them in my chat. But let's get back to the show. I definitely think guys like Matthew Stafford could definitely have an upper hand. I know he even went behind Roger Goodell and continued working out with his teammates. His rookies, his first year players, second year players, things like that. And that's going to help. That's going to help because, you build a repertoire with them. A little bit of their tendencies. So when you get into camp, you kind of know what they like and don't like, and it makes the job a little bit easier. Now we're just getting into a rhythm. where like Mike was saying, these guys that got new weaponry, it makes it harder because you're not really building a true repertoire with them. They don't know the bumps and grinds of an NFL game, on that team.
Oh my God.
Hey, shout out to
Oh,
Frog
my God.
Crop. Hey, salute, brother. Hey, appreciate
Frog Crop
that
is
with that
MVP,
$5
man.
super
Frog
chat.
Crop be jumping for joy. I love it. Bow, 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 with the frog noise. You guys are good. What's going on, One Pride Nation? Welcome, young man. He is a young Detroit Lions YouTuber. Subscribe to his channel. He's a young fella trying to make it in this wild game of YouTube. So that's what it's all about, fellas.
Facts. Definitely subscribe to One Pride Nation. He's a good kid. Definitely. I enjoy his content. But as far as when you got guys like Mike was saying, your veteran guys, that's definitely an upper hand right off rip. They've been to battle, they got the rhythm, they know tendencies, and things like that. So it gives them the upper hand. When you got new quarterback or you got new receivers or new this and new that, like our biggest thing right now is making sure those two rookie offensive linemen and our right tackle and Hal Vaitai are hitting on all cylinders, because without those guys hitting on all cylinders, it might be a long night.
Halapaludi Vaitai, he is the guy who's going to stop fools from hitting Matthew Stafford on the fly, because if he gets hit in the back, my feelings are going to die, because that means it's the end of the Lions season. I say, my, oh my.
Hey, that is hashtag facts. Let's see. Well, while we were waiting for more questions in the chat, we can answer some more of the questions. So I got an easier question. Should you guys buy into the Lions hype this season? We'll start with you, Tone.
Depends what that hype is. If that hype is making the playoffs, I mean, can I buy like one stock? I don't know about buying into the Lions like that. Yeah, 1 cent. Buying into the Lions don't really sound like a great idea ever. Because if you want a return on investment, don't buy into the Lions. So I think it's kind of looking up for the Lions. This COVID situation without the opt-outs has helped them, but it also has hurt them, because you probably want your rookies in the building. But I think a lot of the moves they've made, it's pretty, like, a lot of the moves they made, they wouldn't be as hurt as, say, another team would be, because they bring a lot of guys from the same system, connected to all guys who have already played in this system. Like Julian, brother, plays for the team already. Okuda, like, he already talked to Slay. Buying into this team, I might be able to buy into the team if I know Stafford's going to be healthy for 16 games. But at this point, that back is going to be a question mark. For me, I would have to see training camp before I can actually, even if I can think about buying in for the Lions. So at this moment, I'm going to say no until I see training camp.
Am I buying the Lions? Is this a real question?
Yeah, are you
buying the Lions? I drink the Kool-Aid. I drink MyQuil. Yeah,
hey,
my Lions.
the MyQuil came over to Troxel.
I'm Honolulu blue and silver through and through. My blood bleeds blue. That's a fact. Of course I'm buying in, folks. We going to playoff. Playoff? That's right. We going to playoff. That's right. One ride or don't ride. Get ran over by a Mack truck. Good luck.
Hey, that's facts. That's facts.
All we do is win, folks. We win. All we do is win. We going to win. That's what's up. We're the greatest team. We're the One Pride Nation. The Pride.
Absolutely. So Jorge says hashtag ISN. Does Patricia call the defensive plays? For me, I'm going to say that he doesn't. I think he actually, I mean, it's his system, but I think that he lets his coaches kind of coach a little bit. I mean, when there's certain situation, he makes sure he wants to run something. He will say, okay, no, we're going to run this. But overall, I do think that he does, for the majority, let his defensive coordinator coordinate.
Yeah.
What about you, Mike?
Look here. We had pepperoni, pass the Toloni as our coordinator. So okay, I'm happy with what we got now because what we had was near death on a deathbed. It was a rest in peace coordinator. It was trash. Okay, it was KFC on steroids. You see this? This defensive coordinator was bad. So we get Corey Unlin. I'm happy. It's an addition by subtraction. Corey Unlin, I love you, man. I don't even know how good you're going to do, but I know you're going to be better because it was bad. It was bad. So if Corey Unlin or Matt Patricia go ahead and they make the calls, I don't really care. I don't care. I mean, I would like to see the defensive coordinator call the play. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of what you want to see and let the head coach be the head coach. But at the end of the day, Pasqualoni is gone.
Yeah.
It's a good day. Yes, it is. That's the facts, man.
Hey, that is. What about you, Tone? Do you think that Matt Patricia calls the defense?
No, because even last year, well, even the past 2 years, Patricia didn't really start calling the defense until Ravioli really started messing up, and I don't think, especially this year, I think he's gonna give most of the defensive control to the DC. Now he's gonna have his hand in the game plans. He's probably gonna offer his input and everything else, but I think the play calling specifically is gonna be left to the to DC. So I don't really think Patricia's gonna call plays. I think he's gonna have his hand in the defense. It's inevitable, but
Yeah,
I think he's not gonna call the plays probably.
Yeah. See if I make sure. I do got to give a shout out to Go Lions though.
Lions.
He said at show, my bag. The Lions are not accepting application. No bad bandwagon fans allowed. That is hashtag facts.
But you know what? I'm going to say buffed up there. He is definitely a Lions fan. You want to know why? He has been doing this from day one. Facts. And anyone that listens to this podcast from day one, regardless how you feel, y'all, man, God bless you all because it's rough. It's rough in these streets.
Shout out to Buffed Up. Absolutely.
Shout out to Buffed Up. Go Lions. Shout out to Shane Skidmore. Shout out to Streamlabs, even though you're a bot. We still love you all, man.
Absolutely. Jorge says, hashtag ISN post playing. Do you think Stafford will be a Lions coach or run for mayor of the city?
No, I think when he's done, he will run from out of the state of Michigan. I think he really likes the heat. You see him in California a lot. I mean, they're literally buying a house there, I think in Los Angeles. Yeah, man. And Stafford's a really low-key. He's not like the rah-rah type of guy. I don't see him as really the type of guy who's going to be, I'm Matthew Stafford, and I approve this message. It's more of, I'm going to go home, and I'm going to sit back, and, I got the strong D, and what's up, Kelly, and be the dad type of guy. You know what I'm saying? Maybe have a couple more kids. That's the Matthew Stafford that I know. As a coach, I don't know, man. He maybe, I don't know, man. Maybe, I don't know. Whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. Tone, what about you?
I mean, he could maybe be a QB coach, maybe, but other than that, I don't think Stafford's. I think Stafford's done with the NFL. He's probably gonna leave Michigan. Probably just gonna lay low for a while.
Mm-hmm.
To be honest with you, I mean, I don't know if he would want to be a coach. A lot of players don't even really become, especially NFL players, really don't become coaches like that. Mayor, would he really want to be a mayor? Like, he already gets hate as a Lions player. He gets enough hate out of it as it is.
I feel bad for whatever party he's on because everyone else is. They just cut him in half. It don't matter what side you're on. We coming for your throat, man. We don't want that. poor Stafford. He's gonna be a broken man. He's gonna be a broken man. He's gonna be on a swing set, with the. He's gonna be crying. I'm pretty has nightmares.
I mean, as far as any type of coach, I can see him, like Tone said, as a quarterback coach, maybe the most as a offensive coordinator. Because I do think that Matthew Stafford is a very smart man. I don't see him running for mayor because, like Mike said, even as well, like he's not that rah guy. He's the guy that, you need the job done, he's gonna go do it. He's not, hey, let's go do this, let's go do that, and so I can see him, at most quarterback to a offensive coordinator. But this is gonna be the last question by Matthew Huntley.
Woo!
Says #ISN, is our new O-line going to carry the team or hurt the team? We'll start off with you, Mike.
Let's see here. They're going to help the team, man. They definitely going to help the team. We got Rick Wagner, who underperformed as a free agent pickup, in my opinion. Halapoulides Vaitai is a better. I want to run the football. That's like my biggest thing. Run the football. Halapoulides Vaitai is all about running the football. He did well as a Philadelphia Eagle. Push the pile. Glasgow was not a bad player at all, but I think Jonah Jackson has that potential to be a third-round pick like who Larry Warford was. So I think that just having those two there on the right side and another year with Frank Ragnar, I think the O-line's going to be fine. It was fine last year. I felt like we need to get better when it comes to running the football, but we're ranked 11. It's not like we're some poor offensive line. We don't have Everson Griffin on the other side dropping 6 sacks on us anymore. He's out of the NFC North. I think the offensive line will be fine. It'll be interesting to see penalty-wise. I want to see them get better with penalties. Can they stop the holding? Can they stop the false starts? Number 68, I'm looking at you because I'm tired of those penalties. But that's, to me, is what I want to see better is penalties, penalties, penalties.
Absolutely. What about you, Tone?
I don't think it's gonna help or hurt the team. I think it's just gonna be there. Like, I don't think they're gonna be a top 10 O-line, but I don't think they're gonna be like a bottom 20 O-line. I think it's gonna be like middle of the pack, specifically pass blocking wise, run blocking wise. I could see them being like slightly below average run blocking wise because a lot of our O-linemen are better in the pass blocking than more run blocking. But I don't really think it's gonna hurt or help this team that much. I think it's just gonna be middle of the pack O-line at the unless Big V really takes a leap with this and I don't know how much stress I have in our new O-line coach for that to happen.
Okay. I definitely think that they're gonna carry the team. Because I definitely think we got better all across the board. I mean, you got your returning veterans in Tyler Decker and Frank Ragnow. Shout out to Frank Ragnow. Appreciate the intro. And as far as those two guys are concerned, they're gonna be our staple for this year. But we went out and, like Mike said, we got rid of a Rick Wagner who really couldn't even stay on the field. The best ability is availability, and he never showed it. He went from the Baltimore Ravens and being an all-pro type right tackle to coming to Detroit and becoming who was that guy? So I definitely think upgrading to Vaitai is going to be a big time thing. I know he has been taking first team reps. Mm-hmm. So him having first team reps, that your two tackle positions in the center of the line is locked down. Mm-hmm. What I'm more concerned about is the guards. Who's going to be playing the guard position? And that's definitely a battle I definitely want to see. I know Kenny Wiggins is not starting with the starters. He's going to be more than likely a backup, which it's about time. I still don't know why Kenny Wiggins is still on this team. Him and Ode Ibushi, but it is what it is. We got to deal with it for now and see what the roster cuts are going to come down to and go from there. But I want to see these rookies. I want to see these rookies and Stenberg and Jackson really take this opportunity serious. You know, we got COVID, we had no OTAs, no rookie mini camps, no this, no that. So if we can go ahead and get, you know, these two rookies on board quick, fast, and in a hurry, I definitely think that this team can really actually maybe be a top 8. I mean, if we were ranked number 11th last year with all the injuries and in and outs of things like that, then, you know, I mean, why not be at least in the top 8? And, you know, if we can get, you know, a flow going by mid-season, I could see maybe going in at like maybe 6, 7. But I definitely think that this team's going to carry. I mean, we got 2 running backs that is going to help mix things up a little bit, because you're not going to be focused in on you know, running. You're going to be running the football more than, say, holding back for 3 to 5 seconds to find an open man and launch it down, because you're going to have a run game. You got to carry on Johnson. You got a DeAndre Swift. You got a Bo Scarborough. You got a Ty Johnson. You got a Huntley. So, I mean, it's going to definitely help carry the team. But with that being said, you guys, Tone, do you got any final words?
No, it's nice being on you guys today. I'm not going to miss Everson Griffin, and Kenny Galladay is not a top 30 wide receiver.
Oh my God. That is ridiculous.
Oh my God.
All right. What about you, MicroMike?
That last statement is ridiculous. I'm not too worried about Everson Griffin not being here. I dropped a video about Matthew Stafford when it comes to Dan Orlowski, so check that video if you haven't seen it out. Please hit that like button here if you haven't done so. Leave a comment, and if you're not a member of Travis Troxel, do so. He would be greatly appreciated. And with that said, folks, good luck and adios.
Hey, appreciate that. And definitely you know, subscribe to all the members of the panel. Just definitely subscribe to Nomis J, our newest member. Subscribe to every member of the Infinite Sports Network. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, Infinite Sports Network. I do want to send a shout out to each and every single one of you guys that are on there. We are at, let me see, our subscriber count. We are at 345 subscribers. So appreciate you guys. You guys truly mean a lot to us. And, you know, I am going to be finishing up part 3. I am feeling a little bit better. So I'm going to be finishing up part 3 and dropping that before this week is out. And with that being said, love you guys. Practice social distancing. Wash your hands, because we definitely need some football. Football starts in 1 month, folks. And, you know, today we would have been seeing some preseason football with our Detroit Lions. But with that being said, love you guys and adios. Peace.